Another 49ers saga.
Ooh, let the drama begin.
It's getting pretty spicy as we speak.
Can you hear or are you frozen? Can you hear me?
How's it going? The 49ers saga. We're back. How's it going, Danielle? I can hear you. Well, we got some breaking news since we were talking behind the scenes. It looks like your boy is coming back to the Bay. Not sure what the close of the contract.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, sounds good, huh?
We're gonna pray this time he stay healthy.
Yeah, you gotta stay healthy. When he's on the field, he's always been really good, especially in the nickel. He's always been pretty solid. But I'm just hearing reports that he should be getting the deal done. Because I guess it has something to do with the influence with the defensive backs. And the Texans, they cut him off their practice squad, so I don't know what happened. I would have thought D'Amico would have got him onto the roster.
Yo, my sis gonna kill me.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. But I think a lot of changes.
I told her, I said, y'all, I told everybody, I said, Niners gonna fuck around and bring Jason Verrett back. And then, shout out to my sis, Tanya Sayal. She was like, no, they're not. He would never come back.
Nah, there's been reports because he was going for a workout and it seems like an obvious choice. I mean, they were even working out Dante Johnson like last week, and I guess he wasn't in the same shape as he was, so they went back to the other guys. So, yeah, Jason Verrett's going to be making his return. But what's up?
If he stays healthy, what's up, Seahawks? What's up, baby? If he stays healthy, he's actually a great player.
Yeah,
he just injured all the time. That's why they got rid of him, because he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, when he's on the field, he's always a difference maker. It's just never stays healthy. But I think having him as a depth piece is even better because if injuries come into play, we know what Verrett could be, and he doesn't have to be rushed out there. So I'm just hoping that we don't have to go through those injuries, so we don't have to see him out there. But even then, either way, I still think he would be good enough anyways. He can't be any worse than Oliver. I mean, I think cornerback depth was something we were lacking, and I think bringing in somebody like Verrett makes a lot of sense because he knows our system. And sure, he has a past history of not staying healthy, so that's always been the question mark: can this guy stay healthy? Well, we're giving him one last chance to prove it. Maybe this is his chance for a comeback to finally get something he always wanted, is to win something big. Maybe it's a good story coming off an injury, not giving it a chance, and the Texans giving up on this guy, and he comes right back where he started, and now he gets a chance to revitalize his career one last time.
So, CG, Big Brother, were you impressed by the Jaguars game?
Ooh,
I think they heard you cussing them out, so they might have been listening.
Oh, man. I didn't expect this to be a blowout, if I'm being honest. I thought this was going to be a close game. But, wow, the way we played Jacksonville, I want to see that game all week. I want to see us do it to all the opponents until we get to Las Vegas. I want to see that. I want to see those type of games where we just beat the brakes out of those teams, and then next week beat the brakes out of them, keep breaking the brakes out of them, and get them out of the playoffs, and then get on to the next goal. But we're not going to always have those kind of games, We're not going to always have those games, but that was a good one. Jacksonville, they're not a bad team. They were really on a 5-game winning streak.
All I know is I still think that Steve Wilkes being down is a crybaby move, but the interaction. Did you see on the sideline? I forgot who it was. Ward. Did you see the interaction between him and Ward? It was just, yo, that's
Yeah.
really him.
Well, Wilkes is not quite a person that likes to connect with a lot of players, but he feels like it might just help this team because we're accustomed to players and we're accustomed to coaches in the sidelines. That's the difference. But I think what Wilkes is doing now is he's actually giving these guys a little bit of energy. I mean, what kind of a difference does it make? Him on the sideline, he can just be close to the players, but I think he prefers the box more. I mean, that's just the way he's always been. So when you look at the way how Steve Wilkes coaches, if you look at his previous pass, all he's done is coach in the box. I think he's only done one time in the sideline, one time in Carolina.
Yeah.
But he never done it on a different occasion, but he's going to have to do it now. But see,
I know, but I just think that's kind of shisty of the 49ers. Like, I get we're accustomed to certain stuff, but you're taking somebody out their comfort zone and for somebody to throw a temper tantrum just so you can feel better. Like, no, D'Amico and them are those type of coaches. He's not.
He's not a raw guy.
But, we handle business. We handle business, though. Even Purdy was like, sunshine, let me show you how it's done. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Did you see what happened on Thursday?
Hufanga?
Yeah, Hufanga just looked like Palomalu out there. But I guess we don't have to worry about the Ravens on Christmas because they lost their starting tight end for the season. That's Lamar's go-to guy. So who's he going to throw the ball to? I mean, there's other receivers, but I don't think he'll have enough time to throw the deep ball to those other guys unless he keeps running for his life. I mean, the Eagles are not going to have Dallas Goedert until after the Niners game, I believe. So, we still got to cover AJ Brown. So, but as far as the Buccaneers, we got Mike Evans to worry about. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I don't know much about their tight ends. They're decent. Not like nothing special. The running back White is not like a scary type running back. He's more of a receiving back. He's not the kind of running back that scares opposing defenses much. He's not that special. Baker Mayfield, what makes Baker Mayfield so special is he's not afraid of taking deep shots down the field. But when he holds on to the ball too long, that's where Mayfield gets hurt a lot of times by just holding on to that ball. So that might be the only challenging part about Buccaneers is Mike Evans is probably somebody we have to cover the most. Chris Godwin's going to always get his chunky yards, but when it comes down to it, you limit their running game, you force Baker Mayfield to beat you, you have a better chance to win this game. As far as their
do you think that do you think that we're finally complete, or are we still missing somebody?
I don't know about complete. We still got we still haven't scratched our surface yet. Like what we did against Jacksonville, there's a little bit of something we can improve on, especially in the secondary, especially the run defense. We got to get better in those areas. Like the stat sheet won't show otherwise, but when teams are in close games, they can run the ball. And we still got to fix that hole a little bit. Just because you have a lead does not mean it's not an issue. The reason why the Jaguars weren't able to run the ball great was because they weren't close in this ball game, or else they would have run the ball more. But I think we got to fix that area more. Stopping the run would be more important because if we can stop the run, then I think we can limit those offense to one-dimensional.
So do you think at some point, because you remember Robert Saleh, D'Amico, we were built for a lead and to come back. But I notice now we're only built to keep a lead. Do you think that we'll get back there again? Like if we fall behind, we can come back like we used to, or you think that's just over?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because if Brock Purdy is going through growing pains, I'm hoping that those are experiences he can learn from. Because, like you just said, I don't think we're built to come from behind like this. If it's maybe 3 or 4 points, I can see us maybe have a chance to make a comeback. But if it's 10 points or more in the fourth quarter, it seems pretty hard. But like you said, if we can get back to the way we came from behind, then maybe. But it really depends on how Brock Purdy does, because we've seen 3 games where he had a chance to take us from behind. But to be fair, that Cleveland Browns game wasn't his fault, because all he had to all Jake Moody had to do was make that kick, and that would have been it. But I don't blame Brock for that game, because he actually took us down the field. The Minnesota game, I know some people may say, well, to be fair, he had a concussion, this and that. I don't know. There's always those opportunities, but I guess he just wasn't in the right mind. And then against the Bengals, it could have been a 7-point game difference, but that interception pretty much sealed that game for the Bengals. But there's a lot of experience that Brock can learn from. But can he actually can this actually get better for him? Hopefully, because he's never been down this position in the NFL until the last 3 losses that we had.
No, but I think the fan base needs to understand that Brock Purdy has not played a full season. I get it. The Jimmy G juice, I get it. It's a beautiful thing, but I was always trying to tell people, stop getting hyped on this rookie quarterback, because when he go through his growing pains, they gonna be like, oh, trade his ass. No, you gotta understand he's park right here.
Or go. Let's go play Sam Darnold. Brock isn't winning games. Let's go to Sam Darnold. That doesn't work that way. You gotta win.
Like people need to understand he's a good game manager. I'm not hating on that at all. But people seem to forget that he is not. He's just a rookie. Like he hasn't played a full season yet, and it's good that hopefully he can work on bringing us back. But other than that, so far he's doing good. He's proving that it just wasn't those 8 games, and he's trying to prove to everybody that because I don't have my boys, I'm gonna try my damnedest to get us to victory.
I mean, if you look at the numbers he put in, it wasn't like he was playing bad or nothing. I mean, there was a few areas of his game that he can improve on, but a lot of the games that he's been in, he's been in a lot of close games. So it's not like we're getting beat badly,
No, I agree. It's just I don't want you to get your hopes up, hon, and you piss the hell off, bro. It's not hating on Brock Purdy, but we did have a discussion, and all I know is CJ Stroud is the best quarterback right now, man.
What lesser talent, you can't disagree on that part. But
Yep.
what I'm expecting from Brock Purdy is, we're not built from behind, but when we have a lead, we are unstoppable. But until Brock can prove that he can come from behind, let's not go with the Raiders game, because he was down by 10 in the third quarter. We're talking in the fourth quarter. That's a different type of mentality. I mean, I'll give credit there, but was that in the fourth quarter? No, it was in the third quarter. Ooh, here's your favorite Dolphins fan. He's in the building. He's a funny one. He's a funny guy. Yeah.
Oh, the Dolphins.
Yeah. Granddad's a 12, the Dolphins fan. This guy's funny. But I think the way you're saying it, I don't expect Brock to be that way. Like, as long as everything's perfect, he should be fine. The only difference between him and Garoppolo is, at least with Shanahan, he does trust him. Shanahan trusts him enough to throw the ball deep. Shanahan trusts him enough to take the risk. Like if you look at his throws, how many quarterbacks would take chances like that in the red zone? That should have been an interception, but in the way he threw the ball, it was right on Brandon Ayuk's hand. It was like he scripted that play. All the QBs on IR. Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks this year are on IR. You got Joe Burrow, Daniel Jones. Man, that's a crazy list. And then Deshaun Watson. The sad part is Watson hasn't really done much of an impact for the Browns, and the Browns are still winning football games. That's just crazy. And then you got Kirk Cousins on IR, which he's rarely on IR, but man, it's just one of those years. All I heard is, hey, if you beat us, you're going to lose your quarterback for the rest of the season. So you better not beat us, or else you're going to lose your quarterback a few weeks later. Look what the consequences
Hey, I'm
are.
trying to tell you, CG.
Yeah.
He coming. He coming. Kirk Cousins coming to the Niners, CJ.
Oh my God, I would not like that, cousin. I'm hoping that's not the case, but you never know with Shanahan. That's his guy, so he might just pull a trick off his
So
sleeve.
that's what I'm saying. He's gonna give up Purdy and Brandon Allen. He gonna give up Brandon Allen and Sam Darnold. So
I think that would be his last destination. It wouldn't surprise me if we get him, but yeah. Yeah, those type of games are struggling. But how do you feel about Chase Young?
oh, I think it was exciting to see him. The only problem that I have is with Bosa. Like it took Chase Young to get there for you to wake up. But understandable, everybody needs their brother. So, but I think he fits in well. I like his eagerness and him talking to the players, asking what to do. I think Chase Young. Hopefully, Chase Young is it.
Hopefully, by our defensive line. I hope so.
Hopefully, CG, just make your damn phone call. That's all you got to do.
I got to make a phone call to John Lynch then. I mean, I got to let him know, hey,
And
man.
be like, we don't need nobody else, bro, unless it's serious.
Oh, man.
Stop bothering people.
We got a lot of rotation guys. We even got Randy Gregory for free, too. So it's like, did I see the Sharks score 5 goals, bro? I barely watch hockey. I don't even watch hockey like that.
That's my team. That's my team. I am a San Jose Sharks girl.
I used to watch them as a kid, but not as much. But if I had a team, it would be the Sharks. But it doesn't mean I follow them.
Yo, CG, the last time the Sharks was relevant, dear, was 2016. Okay, after that win, then shit. We lost, but I still rep them.
Yeah, we lost that. We lost that Stanley Cup game a while back, but we were in that championship and we choked that game. I mean, I don't know, like hockey, I just don't follow as much. But if I ever get a chance to, because the reason why I follow the Sharks is because I lived in South San Jose, which is not too far off from the Sharks area, like where they have their facilities and their because if you go straight towards San Jose State on different areas, you'll see the Sharks stadium going towards the other side of town. I used to go to a couple of those games as a kid, but a long time ago. I mean, yep, San Jose till I die, like they say. Yeah, but good times in San Jose. I don't know. They won. They won 5. They had 5 goals. They won. Cool. I don't know who they play, but thanks for the score update, buddy. I don't really watch hockey as I used to. Let's see. As far as the team,
do you have any takeaways and stuff from the game? Any concerns, or were you just
the only concern is our right side of the offensive line. I just feel like we need to fix that area a little bit better. Like if we can fix that right side, we'll be fine. But I think with Burford, he needs to get better. And McKivitz, man, I don't know. McKivitz, but to be honest with you, McKivitz he's just not it. He's not it. Like, how do you get beat every damn game? Like every time, bro, you're allowing pressure. Yeah, you may be a little better than McGlinchey, but dude, you're no different than McGlinchey. You are goddamn awful. Trash. McKivitz trash, just like McGlinchey trash. Can't block, bro. We need somebody better. I would be okay if they maybe give Jalen Moore a chance to start that side. I'm already done with the McKivitz project, man. This guy hasn't just done nothing for this team. Burford, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but maybe you need to switch to tackle. That's just my opinion. Maybe we put Feliciano at the other guard spot and maybe put Burford at the right tackle spot, and maybe we set for that spot. But as far as the rest of the positions, the nickel cornerback is a concern. If we can't cover those outside or those slot receivers, that can be a difficult matchup. Our defense just doesn't do well against screen passes. So if an opposing offense throws the ball quickly, that's where we struggle. We got to create pressure quickly, or else they're going to do those quick screen passes. That's been our struggles. That's been our Achilles heels. Mobile quarterbacks, that's been our Achilles heels. We got to fix those areas. Stopping the run, that's been a little of a concern. So we got to get better at those areas. That's my concerns for the teams, the way I kind of explained it.
I agree. Yeah. I agree 1,000%. The game was pretty good. It was just.
What you been do? Yo, sit.
The game was pretty good. It looked like Brock Purdy found his comfortable spot.
Yeah. Brock looked exactly like he was previously before the struggles, but he was exactly good as he was. So the only concern is if we don't have a lead, if we don't have a big lead, there's going to be a chance an opposing team will try to run the ball towards us. So I think beating the Jaguars was it was a statement win, but it wouldn't surprise me if we play another opponent that plays close to us and all they got to do is run the ball towards us. So don't be fooled by the stats. Yeah, Travis Etienne didn't have a field day, but it's because they were down by so many points. When you're down by so many points, more than likely you're going to throw the ball more because there's not enough time to score. So you got to score by passing the ball more. But we're going to face some teams who run the ball really well, especially Tampa Bay's not quite a good running team. So you might see more of them trying to throw the ball more. So Baker Mayfield, he's a gunslinger. He's going to throw some picks here and there, throw some touchdowns. He's going to hold on to the ball here and there. The Bucs offensive lineman is not that good. Their defense is not the same as they were last year or the previous years. I think the way we can beat Tampa Bay is we just get all over Baker Mayfield, make him look bad. Get to him multiple times, create pressure, cover Mike Evans. Covering Mike Evans will be key because he's always a huge X factor.
You got a valid point.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at the Bucs, what do they got? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. The running back sucks. No offense to that dude White. He's a receiving back. He doesn't scare opposing defenses bad. Their offensive line is a big mess. If you thought the Niners' right offensive lineman is the worst, you ain't seen what the Bucs lineman is. It's a lot worse than the Jaguars. We should be able to get 6 sacks on these guys.
I was saying when we won, I was like, Steve Wilks took the hottest team in the NFC and brought them down. The hottest team in the AFC right then and brought them down. Took them down with no problem.
They only scored 3 points, which is impressive. Because every game the Jags won, they either won by close games or they even won one blowout win. But other than that, if you can give up 3 points on a team like the Jags, who were like a top 3 AFC team, that's impressive.
I was kind of irritated. That's why I was just irritated because it was like, so this is the guy that y'all said is the best quarterback. And then it's just like, I tell people it's not to throw shade, but it's just like, to me, he's overhyped. He's overhyped. The Jaguar, Trevor Lawrence, like, yeah, he a beast and he could take a pounding. But to me, he was just like that right now it quarterback. Like, to me, him and Josh Allen, they get too much. Yeah, they get too much. But then it's just like, y'all look at Purdy and y'all credit him because of the team he's built around. And it's just like, would you say that but I tell people, if y'all had what we had, you'd be saying the same thing. Like, he lucked up and he capitalized on the opportunity. But I tell people the difference is he actually tried it in the Minnesota game. He tried to come back. It's just a simple fact. I think without Debo and them, Purdy is just not comfortable. Yeah. Like, I don't think he's it's not saying he don't love everybody else. It's just Trent Williams was the first to embrace him when the Niners signed him on, and then when he ended up taking Trey's position. So him and Trent built that bond, and you got him and Brandon Ayuk. But as he said, I need to start getting around and getting to my other receivers.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Like, that's it. Like, you got Kittle, like that long bomb he threw to Kittle, that deep ball he threw to Kittle. I was like, see, if Purdy can be consistent with these deep balls, he would actually be a threat.
Oh yeah. Like one thing about, like you just said it best, when it came to those other quarterbacks, it's always been the hype on these guys. Like you hear a lot of Josh Allen hype, you hear a lot of like you just said, Trevor Lawrence and freaking Justin Herbert. I mean, even Joe Burrow, they're all hypes. But Purdy, he's putting up numbers not too far off. But even though some people may look at him as a system quarterback, but when you look at the system quarterbacks, like name a quarterback who can play outside of another system. There's not that many. If it fits your offense, it fits your offense. It's like there's nothing wrong with fitting an offense that fits your skill set, but Brock Purdy is mastering this offense like never before. With all due respect to Jimmy Garoppolo, he was solid, but I never seen a quarterback put up this type of numbers like this. And that's not a knock on Jimmy, but he did a really good job for us during that time. But when you look at how Brock is operating this offense, and like you said, we may miss some players here and there, but at least he's trying. He's going through the growing pains and all that stuff. So, like, when you see how Brock just mastered this offense, it's like he can be flawless at times, but a little bit of his game and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's starting to look, yeah. I'm so glad the Niner fan base is starting to realize he ain't, it's not saying he's good, but that's the nine. Like, I honestly feel the Niners don't care about quarterbacks at all. Like, I've been peeping this for a while. I don't think they care. I think if you're good and you're the guy in that moment, you're the it.
Yeah, you're the it factor. It's like, we don't value.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, we don't value franchise quarterback. Hey, are you solid? Okay, we're gonna put you out there, man. You are a guy. That's what it is. We can't even take a flyer with these other guys. But damn, Granddadzer, how many damn questions, buddy? I'm gonna read all your questions. Let's see. Do you know the way to San Jose? That's a funny one.
Yeah, I actually do.
San Jose is a pretty big city. So really almost 1 million people down there. Oh my God, what kind of funny question is that? Can you say, let me see. Can you say what area you were when you went on your last rant? What area? I was down Fresno, man. I was ranting shit in Fresno, man. I think it was at my job site that when I was ranting the video. Or was it actually the live reaction game where I was actually, like, I can't remember, but I was ranting those last 3 losses. So it either had to be the one over here in Clovis. Yeah, I was losing it that day. Yep. Let's see. You see that cough where you changed the cushion cover, and Jeff Garcia did it, and Purdy is not Garcia. Well, Jeff Garcia was a journeyman quarterback. Let's not ignore the fact that he went into the CFL and he actually made a name for himself. Jeff Garcia was definitely the true underdog, but Purdy still has a long ways, and I get that everybody's talking like we haven't had a quarterback like this. Jimmy Garoppolo, he did his part, but Brock Purdy, like Shanahan's never had confidence with any of his quarterbacks like this. Like when did he ever ask Jimmy to throw the ball more? I'll wait. Oh yeah, Super Bowl. He wanted to give him a chance.
We ain't going to even talk about that. My PTSD just came back.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, but I don't think. But then, did you see that KMBR where Shanahan says he feels comfortable with Brock Purdy? You'd rather have a quarterback doing that than the other quarterback. I think he was throwing direct shots at Jimmy. I think he was low key.
He was, but at the end of the day, you changed the play. Jimmy could have got you a Super Bowl, but you decided to tell him to throw the ball. Like, stop taking shots.
Yeah, I think
Let's take shots to choose.
Yeah, I think one thing about Shanahan is that's just how he's always been. It's always kind of been low key dissing people, but I guess last time we won something, his dad was our OC back then. So I guess you could say Mike was our OC color. Oh, let's see. Those Fighters content creators were crowning Brock Purdy as the next Steven. Those dudes were all babies when. Dude, that's what I was trying to.
You know what, hun? They did the same thing with Jimmy G. Jimmy
Oh, they
Garoppolo was
called the next
second
Joe
coming of
Montana.
Joe Montana. Like, don't listen to the content creators.
Oh my
They're on drugs.
god. I laugh every time they put the comparison. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Why are we hyping this kid as the next somebody? Like, I remember when they were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo as the next Joe Montana. I think the day when I've seen a lot of content creators saying that Jimmy's are the next Joe Montana, I was spitting my coffee laughing like, what the hell is this kind of comparison? Have you guys even seen Joe Montana play? And then when I saw Steve Young play, there was a difference. Brock Purdy is not that mobile like Steve Young. Steve Young actually led the lead in passing yards. Steve Young actually had to go through a bad team to get where he was. Brock Purdy won't ever have to go through that situation. So Brock Purdy kind of gives me more of a better. I think if you look at the way how Brock Purdy is executing this offense, if we're going by comparison, I would say he's kind of a little bit like Jeff Garcia. Not in a bad way. People forget how tough and gutsy Jeff Garcia was. When Jeff Garcia was playing ball, was he exciting to watch? I know during the Mariucci days when we had Jeff Garcia, wasn't those the good times too, even though we only made the playoffs different occasions? But I remember watching Jeff Garcia. It was always exciting to watch.
Jeff Garcia don't really get credit like he's supposed to with the
He was
Niners.
a gamer. He was a gamer back then.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that throw shade, and I can't understand why.
No, but Garcia actually played the game, and he actually extended plays. He played tough. He was well-respected in the locker room. The one thing that nobody gives Jeff Garcia credit for was the guy was gutsy. And those are the kind of qualities I see out of Brock Purdy a little bit. Is he's got the Jeff Garcia mentality, but the more I see his game, if he keeps perfecting his accuracy, he could be a Drew Brees in the near future. Not saying he is right now, but in the next 5 or 6 years, maybe he'll be like Drew Brees. But I'm not going far off with the comparison until I see more better out of it. You know, that I said he could potentially be like him doesn't mean he could be. But a lot of the content creators, a lot of our fans just don't like real takes about it. So when I say this is what I think of him, that's what it is. Like, some content creators are hyping these players to be the next who, but, you know, when I give honest comparison, they said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, if you've seen what Montana play like, then maybe you can, like, pump the brakes because there's a difference. There's a difference.
I think the difference why some people was comparing Purdy to Montana is I don't think they were saying skill level. I think because if you really look at Joe, what was really special about Joe Montana? Other than he never threw an interception in the Super Bowl. Other than that, what was really special? He had an elite team.
And
so he really, yeah. So it's like I think when they said that, that's what they were talking about.
And
that's the difference.
Yeah, and he wasn't a big quarterback either. So when he was like moving out, like he was even a little bit mobile. Because I had to watch a lot of the old school highlights of Joe Montana. And one thing about Joe Montana was he had very good footwork on extending plays. And even though he didn't always have the run, but whenever he had the run, he would always get the first down. But whenever a play wasn't open, he would try to move around the pocket and try to look for that receiver. Which, you know, I think that's where maybe a lot of our fans are getting that Brock Purdy comparison towards Montana was – when Montana didn't see a play happen, he would try to extend it, look around, and then finds the open receiver. Maybe that's where the qualities are, but the comparisons, they're nowhere near that. The rest of it, the only difference between Montana and Brock is, Montana's got 4 rings. So Brock Purdy can't be compared unless he gets a ring first. He's got to get a ring. If you don't get a ring, then you can't be compared to those greats. Yep, that's what everybody has said. He was very accurate, made less mistakes, but Brock Purdy is completely different. I think with Brock Purdy, you're getting a guy that's really moving outside the pocket a little more. He's kind of been very accurate. He's put the ball where it needs to be. Oh, let's keep it a buck. You want to keep it a buck, Danielle?
Well, show me what the buck is.
No, like keep it real. Like keep it real. You know, like they say about like you
Hey,
know
we can keep it PI play.
nah, but like keeping it a buck means like do you really think the comparisons of Brock Purdy with Montana is a little too far off? Even a lot of people like Larry Krueger and quite a few other content creators are throwing it out there. The only one that's kind of been very accurate at the point is then David Lombardi's like the biggest god. Like he just calls this guy the next Montana. Like, oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yes, you're right. This guy is in love with Brock Purdy. Like, how dare you attack his own? How dare you attack his son Brock? That's like how but he just has every right to defend him. That's always been his guy now. But David Lombardi, he was such a Jimmy fanboy. Now he's just on Brock. Now he wants to hang around.
Oh yeah, whole Jimmy fan. Hey, but one thing I can say is a lot of the fan base hate on Jimmy Garoppolo, but Jimmy Garoppolo made us relevant, whether they want to accept it or not.
Oh yeah. Well, CG, all of those content creators, how any of these play at the level you play? Did they even go to school to know how to scout? There's quite a few people that are content creators that I've seen played the game also. Like Crocker's a good example. He played in the NFL for a short minute, and he actually knows a lot about DBs.
I like Crocker.
I like Crocker. He's my guy, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got the more experience. He's got the NFL knowledge. He's got the scouting talent. I'll give him the edge. I mean, those are the guy. That's the guy I would know because he played DB. Brad, I think Brad was an offensive lineman, if I was mistaken, and I played defense and offensive lineman. So Brad from SF Niners, he played football. He's got good knowledge too. Larry Krueger's always been a scout guy. I think he was even a GM for the CFL, and I think he was working with the Cardinals front office for a little minute. But Larry Krueger knows the game. I mean, as far as other guys, like David Lombardi, he seemed like the water boy. He seemed like those kind of guys at school that just jock straps. I don't know if he's ever played the game, but he knows his shit. I'll give him that. Grant, he's a clickbaiter. He's a good clickbaiter. When you want to talk about topics, Grant is your best clickbaiter, man. He'll give you some good stories, good scoops, and that's what's so great about it. I mean, there's a lot of content creators who probably have a lot of football background. Like myself, I played about 10 years of football. I even played in the minor leagues, but didn't have too long of a career because of a significant injury. But yeah. Oh, Larry gets mad at oh my God, this guy. Yeah, that's what I don't understand about David sometimes. He pulls out some weird stats. Oh, QB pressure. Yeah, that should equal more sacks. Oh, the QBR rating. It matters. It does matter. Not really. Not if you're winning a ball game or not. Yeah. You there, Danielle? Let's see. Yeah, Vermillion, he's a good dude, but he's a little too biased against my Niners too much, man. Like he's very optimistic with the Rams, but he's a little too biased. Like he doesn't. One thing about Vermillion I'll give credit for is he's very passionate about his Rams, but not once I've ever seen him constantly trash the Raiders or Cowboys, bro. You got to do other stuff. Trash the Seahawks. Trash other teams, bro. It makes your content even better. Like when I go at other teams, I get a lot of like other fans coming at me, bro. Cowboy fans, they come on my shit sometimes because I call their team out. When I call out Seattle fans, I do the same thing. Yeah, that's one thing. Hey, what's up, Moses? What's up, man? What's up, OG? Triple OG? We got some DBs coming in, man. Hey, your boy Jason Verrett should be coming back. So we'll see what happens. I guess Danielle is pretty busy. Yeah, I've always loved his technique. I mean, that's what the reports are saying. He should be signed by then. So I just had to throw that out there because I'm hearing a lot of reports from Cam Inman or something. Yep. Doesn't say where he got signed, but he's already like getting the deal done. Oh, I guess she has bad reception right now. Oh, she'll be back. Oh, wait. Did she go? Oh, my bad. Something happened. Wait a minute. What happened? What happened? Huh. You good? Oh, wow. Something happened. Reception issues. It's been saying on the reports that we're going to get him. So Verrett should already be signed. Just for probably depth-wise, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, Grandizer. Hopefully your holidays are good, buddy. I guess she's having some reception issues. Oh. You good?
It said you booted me. Wow, CG, that's
No,
crazy.
I didn't boot you. I guess something happened, like the reception, and I tried to see what was going on.
Yeah, it just gave me the warning that Chrome is still trying to fix the thing, so it's just better to do email.
It's all good, I guess. I guess Chrome has been kind of acting weird with me too, so I don't know. It says something about your Chrome and all that, and I try to bring you back and forth, and it keeps acting weird. But
so what I wanted to see was did you notice in the Jacksonville game, I noticed on certain plays Brock Purdy is very hesitant. Like he questions certain decisions. Like I think it was towards almost the fourth quarter, or it was towards the fourth, when instead of him scrambling, he decided not to, and it's just like, that's good. Get it all out. Get it all out. Because I noticed this in a couple games where it's either towards the end of the third quarter or going into the fourth. He's always questioning certain plays now. I'm starting to pick that up.
well, I like what he is. He's honest about the plays. Like criticism, like being honest on a play. Like even that red zone touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk, he even questions that, but he just did it anyways. So it's fine to criticize it. Like even when you said about the scrambling play, he could have ran, but in that play where he threw it to Brandon Ayuk, it was right on the money. But
no, it didn't connect. I think it ended up going out of bounds. Where normally Brock Purdy, when he's cornered, he'll smoothly scramble out. But I think this game, he literally like froze up for a quick second. And this is like the third time I've seen it already. And I try not to say nothing because you criticize, say something, people will be like, you a Brock Purdy hater. So I don't know if you look back, he did it I understand the Minnesota after the concussion, but he did it before, and then against the Bengals, he did it, and then he did it in this game against Jacksonville. So I'm starting to notice now, like Brock Purdy, certain pressures he freezes. So I was wondering, have you heard Kyle say anything about it or anything?
I think he kind of praises more about him learning from those mistakes, but like those certain throws, those are the kind of throws that can be intercepted. That's the thing with Brock Purdy. Like he's always made those same gutsy throws. Like it's been luck on our side, but eventually there's going to be some DBs getting that interception, but he's been putting the ball where it needs to be. Like even when you said when he pauses and freezes a little bit, he tries to find a play, but then he doesn't really stick to the process sometimes. But when he's in a good play, he'll just take a chance, and sometimes it pays off. Like when Brandon Ayuk was in coverage, the ball was just right on the money, but it could have been intercepted in the red zone, but it wasn't. So it was a good play.
Yeah, it's just that hero ball sometimes. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes you got to know your limit.
Oh, but if Josh Allen made that throw, people would praise about that.
Oh, yeah, all day. Josh Allen is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. If Herbert and Allen made those throws, they're gonna say those guys are damn good. Oh, that's a nice throw. But if Mahomes made that throw, they're gonna call this guy the next GOAT because of those kind of throws. But when Brock does it, they're gonna say, "Oh, dude, you shouldn't be doing that." That's just the way they're gonna always treat Brock. They're gonna treat him like a just a guy. You know how Steve Smith called that receiver a jag? They're gonna treat Brock Purdy just like that because they don't look at him that way. But he's not that bad. He's good. He's good enough
But
to
I
win
think
games.
Kyle is at some point is going to have to admit, like,
Oh yeah, he has to
at
admit
some point, like, now that if he makes it a full season, so far he's good. But my only concern right now with the 49ers is we need to figure out if it's down on the line player in the Super Bowl. Moody cannot be our honest last. Yo, CG, bro. Moody gonna make me have an asthma attack, man. I be
Oh my
trying with him,
God, that's
man.
another concern. See, now it just pops on my head. I forgot about our damn kicker. Jake Moody could be costly. Like, if you thought Robbie Gold was like last year's kicks were something, at least when it came to the playoffs, the guy made the kicks, but I'm not pounding the table for a return. But damn, come on, Jake Moody, just shake off the rookie rust and kick some damn kicks, man. I wasn't a
Preach.
fan of this pick. I was not a fan of this pick from
Yeah,
the
you used a whole third rounder for a kicker, man. You could have
Yeah.
just paid Robbie Gold his money.
You could have paid Robbie. You could have got ourselves an offensive lineman. You could have got a tackle that was better than McKivitz. Oh, you know what could have been better? Instead of drafting that tight end, you could have got another cornerback. There was other ways to improve the team, and we didn't do that. Why do we need to go for a tight end that you could have gotten the 5th round? I don't think Latu was even anywhere near as good as the other tight end we just drafted in the 7th round. Even the guy that we drafted in the 7th round is better than Latu. I think there was other needs we could have got. We could have got a cornerback. There was a chance we could have got the kid from Georgia, Keelan Ringo, whatever his name was.
I thought that's who we were going for.
Darius Rush. You could have got this kid and got him onto the roster, but instead we had to wait a 5th round for Darrell Luter. Hopefully he pans out. But there was other needs to improve. The offensive line was another need, but we didn't go that route. We didn't go get Freeland. We didn't go get DeJuan Jones. We went to go get a kicker. A kicker you could have gotten maybe undrafted or maybe late round. That one makes me shake my head a lot. I know there's a lot of fans. I know there's quite a few fans who like the kicker, but not me. I just hope he does his good job. That's all I hope for.
Like, I just don't want the game to be on the line, and he's our only option. That's all I ask for. Not that, man.
Yeah, Ryan Hensley even said the same thing. Ryan Hensley, he was on my show like yesterday in the morning, and he even talked about it.
I see my big brother.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Like, it was the morning show. He did a quick show. It was like on a scheduled day, and then we just threw it out there. It was like a 35-minute show because he had a little bit of time. But yeah, he does not trust Jake Moody. He says, dude, if we have to depend on this kicker, I don't trust him. He doesn't. He's more concerned about the right offensive line side than he is with the kicker. He says, if we don't fix that offensive line, we're doomed. He says, if Jake Moody has to kick a field goal, then we're screwed. But we'll see what happens. So what's your thoughts before we play the Bucks? What do you think? What do you expect this game to be like? You there? Danielle, you there? Guess as far as the matchup, we'll see what happens. I'm just hoping we blow up another team. Hopefully we just blow the brakes out of Tampa Bay. If we can blow the brakes out of Tampa Bay, we can come up on the ship and just sink them off to the ship. What's up, Chardal? How's it going, man? Guess she's having reception issues. But we're getting at the end of the show pretty soon. Man, that's crazy with Chrome. Chrome has been an issue with a lot of WebZone or something. But if that's the case, I want to see what happened with Danielle. Let me see if she's got reception issues. I'll check and see if everything's good. Yeah. All right, hopefully everything's good, but I think she's having some issues with the reception right now. Yep, we're already getting to the 50-minute mark. I'm going to have to go to the store a little later, so hopefully you guys have a great day. But if Danielle does not come back, then I guess we're good. We covered a lot of basics except for I was going to ask her about the Bucks game, but we'll probably talk more about it next week. Yeah, so that's going to be tough. Next week's going to be tough because after the Bucks, we're going to play on a short week on Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, next Friday, it's just going to be a recap. It's going to be the Bucks, the Seahawks, all at one. Danielle's going to have a lot to say about these two games. That's for damn sure. But hey, guys, you guys have a great day. Yeah. All right. I guess we're going to call it a day. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good, Danielle. We'll work on something next week. It's all good. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we're just going to call it a day. Next week, you'll see some more Saga. We're going to recap 2 football games. We're going to recap the Bucks and the Seahawks in this next week. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.